Okay, so we're gonna go through Ableton now. First thing I like to do when I'm in Ableton is go live, preferences, and change it to the built-in while I'm editing everything. Then the next thing we're gonna do is we are gonna get rid of last week's set. So we are gonna drag over everything except for that top purple. That is their click, so that one will stay. Don't go all the way down either, because you might delete part of that one. So we'll go through and delete all of these. So it starts on the guide and goes down from the guide. And we're just gonna delete everything out of here. Up to the guide, and there wasn't one on that one, so that's good to go. Next thing we're gonna do is connect to some internet. There we go. And we're gonna go multitracks.com. Should probably already be up. I am also, make sure what one we're on. So it's RTLC worship and everything's already in there. So we just hit log in. And I am also going to go to Planning Center. I normally do this on my phone, but I am on my phone. So we'll go Planning Center. We're gonna go log in. And then just log in with your credentials. Sure, I'll save that, and it's Road to Life Church. And then we'll go services. Michigan City, Sunday service, and then we're going to click on the one coming up. And then we're going to see what songs we're doing and what key they're in. Cool. So first thing we'll do is we'll go back here. Every little thing. Sorry, I did that too fast. I'll show you on the next one. So we're going to click. So we're gonna go, so this is song 1, this is song 2, song 3, song 4, and then alter. We do the up, down, so that we can fade between songs. So if you click on the click, you can see that it has the name. If you hit, so what's the second song this week? Hindsight. Cool. So we click on that and we hit Command R. And then it lets you rename Hindsight. And then our third song, Command R, Lion. And then with everything, Command R. And then the last one, which is the alter, with everything. Alter. Okay, and then we're gonna go back here. We're gonna see, so that's E. So if we open this up just by clicking and dragging it open, we're in the time code. We're gonna go to our downloads. And we're gonna go every, and we can see that we have some songs here. So we have Every Little Thing. It's already in E. I don't know if you can see that. It says what key it's in and the BPM. So we don't need to download Every Little Thing because that's the correct one. Hindsight, do the same thing. We're just gonna leave it open for now. Hindsight, and that was in key of C, so we already have that one as well. That's the first one in there, 132 BPM. I know we don't have Lion, so we are gonna go here to multi-tracks. We just bought Lion, so we can just go right to the download. Otherwise, what you'll do is you will go to Account, Road to Life Church. That will bring you to here, and then you will search for what you are looking for. So in our case, Lion, and boom. So now we will download, and this one is in D minor. So we need to go to D minor, you hit request, you hit download, and it is downloaded. It's gonna take a while to download, so don't exit out, but we can minimize. And we can go back and every little thing was 77.5. So in BPM right here, 77.5, enter. We can also, up here, where these tags are here, we can command R and 4-4. These are to change the time signatures. So you can see like this one's 6/8, that one's 4/4. I think all of our songs this week are 4/4. So we're gonna go through and change all of those. And now everything's 4/4. Okay. And then we go Hindsight, and Hindsight was 132. So double click Hindsight, 132, enter. And then we can go back to Planning Center with everything. We can click on it. And let's see, 136.44. So here, click 136, enter. And then with everything, alter 136, enter. And then Lion, let's see if it downloaded yet. Okay, yep, 67. 67, enter. Okay. So now we'll start song 1, Every Little Thing. And we're gonna get rid of this guy by just dragging him down. And we'll grab that first one there. If you ever see like a 2 somewhere in it, sorry, like that means we downloaded a second time. So we'll just grab that first one. And we're gonna scroll, and scrolling on here is just using 2 fingers to go back and forth and up and down. So it's all set. Okay, so first thing we want to put in is the guide. So we're going to click on guide, and we're just going to drag it over and all the way to the left that it'll go. And we're going to move that Hindsight out of the way a little bit just to make sure. Yeah, see how it was, since it was a different BPM, it was changing the length of it. So we're gonna we'll zoom in. By zooming in, we're gonna use this up here until it gives us our little bracket, and then we're just gonna bring it on in, and then in the end another bracket, and that's the end. If you need drums, you can grab drums in, but we don't. But we have percussion, so we'll grab percussion. We have a synth bass. No acoustic. We don't need bass. If you do need a bass guitar in there, you can toss that in. Then we go down to all our keys. Again, we want to put it all the way on the left so that everything lines up nicely. And I'll show you on the other ones what that looks like as well. Sorry, it's going to be a long video, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. Loop. You're literally just putting things where it goes. Loop and effects. I'm going to toss background effects into the choir and the second background effects into the vocals. It really doesn't matter where those go. The biggest thing about having everything labeled is if you need to turn something down, you can. So that is everything there. So our next one is Hindsight. And we're gonna listen to the end. We're gonna go to the guide and we're gonna change that to 1-2 so that we can hear the ending. So right about there, we'll probably bring in Hindsight. We're gonna keep that on the enter tempo. The easiest way to do it is to find out where it is. Somewhere right in there, and we'll drag that time signature change, then we'll drag 2 to the same spot, and then we'll drag the BPM over there. Okay, and Hindsight was in C, so this one does have an acoustic guitar. The guide. Percussion, synth bass, come down, and then we have a bunch of keys. And everything I'm doing, I'm just lining up with that 2, so that as we hit 2, it'll start, if you have to hit 2, it'll start right on there, but other than that, it'll just flow on that click. If things are off, so if they start here off that line, it's gonna start off, so it has to be on that line. I don't want to do the piano because again we'll just be doubling up on piano, and even these guitars, we might delete one of them or 2 of them depending on how many guitarists we have and what they're playing. So you can always talk to them about what they're playing. Any vocal things I'm going to put down in these vocals. Effects are all going to go in this loop effects. Vocal chop. Double check there's no other type of effects or a loop, but it doesn't look like it in this one. If you have more than 3 different effects, you can always start moving them up. And then we're gonna do lion. So again, to move quickly, we'll open that up, and now we can go up to 3 to lion. There should be a good space between 2 and 3 because there will be a space there. And then another thing we want to make sure is that this loop 2 and this do not jump back into the track. We want to make sure that we're at least at the end, even a couple spaces after the end of that track. Because what's going to happen is when the click gets to there, it's going to start back to here and just keep looping. Lion. We need guide. We need, okay, and then we can go with keys 1. There's not a lot of like third song, fourth songs won't have a ton of different like effect thingies in them, so might have a couple guitars and a couple keyboards. 4. Again, we might delete a couple of these guitars out of here. If you need drums, you can always drag in drums. I'll drag in the organ. That way we can always have the organ playing as well. And if anybody's like, hey, I'm playing that, we'll just delete the track. Not a big deal. To delete the track, you literally just click on it and hit the backspace button. There it goes. Keys 1. And again, we want to make sure that we're on that line. Again, we want to make sure that loop 3 is off of that. And then same thing with loop 4. We don't have a track for with everything this week, so that one's pretty simple. So now all your tracks are in. We want to go through and make sure that from 1 to 2 sounds good. So
outro. All in. Chorus 2. Ending. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
yep, it's not too fast, but it's not too slow. So last things, once you're set up, is going to be whoever's on lights, connect with them and get what the time codes are for those songs. Since I do know that this week Lion is a new song, I'm going to drag in a time code into the time code slot. And with the time code, all you do is you clear out whatever name is in there. You go to time code, you grab the time. They'll either tell you 1 hour, 1:20, 1:30, 5, whatever they tell you. And then you drag it in to the time code slot. And then you just make it the same length as the track or a little bit longer, doesn't matter. And then we'll open this back up to see everything at once pretty much. And then we will close this guy down. And then we're gonna go back to live, preferences, change back to wave sound grid, exit out of that, make sure our guide is going to 4, and the other guide is going to 4. So there's 2 sets of all of everything. Make sure your time code's going to 5, time code's going to 5. We can even click over, make sure our cue out is 3, which is the click, master out 1, 2, and make sure that the click is on by making it yellow. So this is on, this is off. And you have made a set. And then we can go file, save. You can save them as if you want to get ahead and make multiple. Just label them the month and the day. That Sunday. There we go.